What's up guys, this is Cody here, and today I'm going to be showing you a brand new perfect jailbroken setup called Chill. So this is the very first episode of the perfect jailbroken iPhone for iOS 11.3.1, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Now, if you guys aren't jailbroken yet, there's two ways to jailbreak your device. I'll have linked in the description below so you can check those out. Also, if you're just looking for tweaks and this theme is not necessarily your jam, well, I got a top 25 free tweaks video down in the description as well, and I'm giving away some AirPods in case you guys are interested. Link to that in the description. But I'm really excited to show you guys this setup because it took me a long time to set up, and this is one that I put together for myself just because I wanted something that I could use on a daily basis, and it was clean, it wasn't glitchy, and it was just right up my alley in terms of how it's themed and the color palette and everything. So having said that, let's start talking about the home screen and everything that I have at play right here, because I have several different tweaks and themes and widgets right here on the home screen. So the first thing I want to talk about is this theme, and it's called Muse 3. So if you guys know me, I'm a huge fan of Muse 3. It's the first theme that I download once I jailbreak my device. And again, this is one that I wanted to use for myself in particular. So if I was going to use a setup as a daily driver, this would be it right now. So I wanted to use Muse 3 because it's my favorite theme. Of course, it's not going to be in the future jailbreak episodes. I know you guys might be getting sick of it because I talk about it all the time. So I won't be using this theme anymore in the future episodes, but for this one, I wanted to do it. So of course I used Anemone in order to apply this theme. And just to show you guys some more icons, you can see these over here. So it has a really good color palette, and I just like the way that it looks. But the next thing I want to talk about here is the widgets. Now this entire home screen is a widget. So you can see right up here at the top, I have July 10th, 2018. So we have the date, we have the time, 3:20 in the morning, Tuesday, Richardson, and the temperature outside. And then right below that, we have charging at 83% remaining. And then the darker portion down here, that's all one widget. And that entire widget is called SBEW9. So it's a really nice widget. I think it looks really good. Keep in mind that this portion, the top portion, the color in the background, that's actually my wallpaper. So of course, I'll put the wallpapers that I'm using in the description so you guys can grab them and use them if you want to. But just so you know, in order to apply these widgets and even lock screen widgets that I'm going to show you a little bit later, I used Zen HTML. And I'll show you a little bit of how that works, how easy it is to use and all that stuff a little bit later in the video. But as we come down here closer to the bottom, you can see that I have a completely different dock, and this is actually called FloatyDock. So FloatyDock gives you the dock that you would get in iOS 11 on your iPad. So it has a floating dock, and then you have right over here on the right hand side suggested applications. So the first four icons that you have over here are your normal dock icons, and then you'll have a little line right there, and then you have your recent apps right there. So just to show you guys really quick, if I just opened up the settings and I swiped up, you can see that you can pull up your dock right here. So again, that's just like your iPad dock in iOS 11. Just gives you quick access to the dock when you're inside applications. Now, the way I changed my layout right here is I used Boxy 3. So I highly recommend getting Boxy 3. It's really the best tweak out there in order to change the layout of your device, and it's just really easy to use too. So in order to activate the quick controls for Boxy 3, you just literally swipe up on the springboard anywhere, and then by changing the horizontal padding, vertical padding, side inset, and top inset, you're going to be able to shrink and grow what your layout looks like. So you can see right here, just for demonstration, you can see if I move that up, it's going to move all the icons up. If I move it down, it'll move them down. So that's all that I really did for the setup of this, is just threw on Boxy 3 and then lowered my icons a bit. And you can also save like presets and stuff. So if you swipe over, you can see your presets. So you can save those if you have different setups that you like to use at different times. And I also used a tweak called Hide Status Settings. And what that does is allow you to hide anything in your status bar up here. So I use that to hide pretty much everything other than my Wi-Fi connection and my battery. And I didn't really need a battery percentage up here because in my widget, I have the battery percentage right there. So it says charging and then 86% remaining. And as you guys just saw when I opened up settings earlier, I have Eclipse installed. So if you're looking for dark mode for iOS 11, you can download Eclipse or you can use Noctis. I actually have both installed right now. for different reasons, but you can see I just think it looks really good in settings as well as any other application that you use just to get that dark look. Hopefully we'll see in iOS 12 at some point a dark mode, but for right now we got to get jailbroken in order to get it. All right, so now I want to show you my control center. So if I go ahead and swipe down here, you're going to see a couple of tweaks at play. So the first one you're probably going to notice is this media control center right here for your music. So the first one is Artsy. So Artsy is going to take the album artwork that you can see right here and throw it in the background of the media controls. So it just looks really nice like that. I like it a lot. And the next one is called Mitsuha. So Mitsuha is what's going to add this audio wavelength right here that you can see as music's playing. So I just think it looks really good. Now in order to get your music widget looking this big, you have to download and install BetterCCXI. Now I will say sometimes it does lag a little bit, the compatibility between Mitsuha and BetterCCXI, but right now it's working completely fine as you can see. And I think there's some improvements being done to those tweaks in terms of compatibility right now. So I'm sure it'll be working flawlessly at some point. But you also notice my toggles right up here at the top. This is also due to BetterCCXI, which allows you to basically change the cell heights of your music widget as well as your toggles right up here at the top. Now another tweak that I have installed here is called Sugarcane. So Sugarcane is going to give you the percentage of your sliders right here. So you can see I'm at 38% for brightness, and then right over here I'm at 0% for volume. So if I start to slide that up, you can see I'm at 22% right there, and I can slide it down. So it just changes dynamically, and it's just something that I like to have on my control center sliders. Now I'm also using the same tweak on my home screen as I am in my control center right here, called Hide Status Settings. That's just basically hiding everything in the status bar because I just wanted to have a clean look. So there's no status bar in the control center here. But that is basically it for the control center. So let's go ahead and swipe up and let's check out the lock screen. So if we go to the lock screen here, you can see we have some of the same tweaks installed. So we have Artsy and Mitsuha again here for the music widget. We also have a widget right up here at the top that just says Tuesday at 3:31 a.m., 87% battery right there. And that's a widget called Scripted. Again, Zen HTML was used in order to apply this widget. And I've gone through, a couple of different looks for my lock screen. And I don't know if I've completely settled on this one, but this is the one that I'm gonna use for right now. But you can see right down here, I also have a couple of tweaks installed that's going to allow you to change the background color of your notifications, and that's Noctis 11. And then I have IntelliX installed that's going to group all your notifications together. So all the notifications from a particular application are going to be grouped into one pane. So you can see down here at the bottom, it's kind of dark to see or dark to read right here. But if you hit that show more button, you can see that it actually will group all those notifications right here. So there's a show less, so you can tap on. Let's actually pause that. And you can tap on it again in order to show all the notifications from that particular app. So if I had, like messages here, nobody's texting me at 3:30 in the morning, but if they were, then they would have a separate pane for the messages. So I just think the blur looks really good. It'd be nicer if the app name and the clear all were in white, but just because it's kind of harder to read, but I still like the look of this. And here's what it looks like without the music widget on the lock screen. Now, something else that I hid on here is the bar at the bottom, and that's due to HideBarX. So normally you would have just a bar right here basically telling you to swipe up, and it was in applications as well, and it was just ugly and annoying. And if you've had the phone 30 minutes, you know that swiping up goes home and all that good stuff. So you don't necessarily need that. So HideBarX gets rid of it. Now another tweak I installed is called Simple Passcode Buttons. So if I go ahead and swipe up where it can't scan my face, you can see simple passcode buttons. It just looks really clean, really minimalistic, and you just tap on it, and that's gonna allow you to get rid of all those letters, all the numbers on your passcode screen, and I think it just looks really good. But now that we're back on the home screen, if we go ahead and pull down to open up the spotlight, you're gonna see a couple of tweaks here as well. So we have NudeKeys installed. So you guys know that I love NudeKeys. NudeKeys gives you that really flat keyboard. It gets rid of all the outlines for all the keys, and it just makes for a really nice looking keyboard. Of course, you can change the color of the keyboard. I thought the black looks really good, with this theme, just because I'm going with a darker blue, purple-esque theme. So naturally the black just, came to mind. But also down here at the bottom, we have all of our recent emojis, and that's due to Barmoji. So normally this is an open or empty space down here. So Barmoji allows you to have all your recent emojis down here at the very bottom. So if you install this tweak, it's actually going to be blank down here, and there's no settings to enable it or anything like that. So in order to get these emojis down here, you just need to use your emojis. So just type some up, send them to yourself in iMessage, and then they're going to start to pop up down here once you reload your keyboard. And at that point, that's when it'll start keeping those emojis down there. So don't panic if they're not showing up once you install the tweak. You just have to use your emojis in order to see them. Now, another tweak that I have installed that's not necessarily, you know, theme related, it's just something that's really useful for me, and it's called LeadMeHome. So what it does is when you go into your Spotlight and you're searching for a specific app that you have on your phone, you just don't know what page it's on or what folder it's in, this is going to show you exactly where it is. So for instance, if you just go ahead and long press on an application, it'll take you to the page, it'll highlight that app, and it'll animate it so you know exactly where it is. So that's just a really nice tweak to have when you have a ton of applications or a ton of folders on your phone. Now if we swipe over here to our folders, you can see I have a folder tweak installed, and that's called 9 folders. And that's just going to give you the ability to make your folders dark looking. It has a lighter option as well. I just thought the dark looked really good, so that's what I'm using right now. Also, I wanted to show you here that I have PicoBanners. So this gives you a really tiny banner right up there at the top, and it'll also scroll if the notification is a little bit longer. Something I didn't mention previously on my homepage is I got rid of all the page dots as well, and that's due to no page dot 7. So you can see as I swipe across, there's no page dots right here, and it just makes for a cleaner look. Another tweak I have installed for the lock screen is called FastUnlockX. So what it does is unlock your device a lot faster if you don't have any notifications on your screen. So I do have some notifications, so we're going to clear that, and then we're going to open it back up. Oh, it looks like I got another one. All right, let me clear this one. So we'll try it one more time. So you can see you just tap on the screen and it just immediately unlocks. You don't have to swipe up or anything like that. Just to show you again. So that's really nice, and it's made to where if you have notifications on your screen or anything on your lock screen, it's not going to automatically unlock, so you can look through your messages or your notifications. Now the top portion right here, the purple, blue, green, all that good stuff, that is not part of the widget. That's actually my wallpaper. So your wallpaper is going to show through up here at the top. So if you want this wallpaper and the wallpaper on my home screen, or I'm sorry, my lock screen, then I'll be sure to link both of those in the description as well. Now the rest of these tweaks I'm going to mention aren't necessarily theming tweaks for the actual device. They're just kind of miscellaneous tweaks that I'm using. So the first one is iCleanerPro. So if you guys don't have iCleanerPro, it basically allows you to clear out a lot of unused storage that you don't necessarily need. You just tap clean and it cleans it out. So if you're running low on storage, it's a great tweak to have. Another one is called MakeCydiaBuyAgain. So since Cydia hasn't enabled purchases yet, you can download this tweak and then it'll allow you to purchase tweaks from Cydia. I also have Rocket for Instagram installed, which is one that I like. I'm actually using Eclipse for the dark mode back here, but Rocket for Instagram has a ton of different options. They're actually harder to see right here. If you're using IG Dark Instagram, then that's gonna make these options pop out a little bit better. But you can see this is a button. You can also, just real quick, you can see that that's scrolling right up there at the top. But for Rocket for Instagram, you can download the picture. So you just tap right there and you can save the current item or save all the items if there's multiple pictures in that particular post. You can repost it if you want to, just like that. You can zoom in on pictures if you just tap and hold, and then you can zoom in. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do with Rocket for Instagram right there inside the Instagram app. Another really cool tweak that I have installed that I use a ton is called Tweak Compatible. So what I did was actually save the website onto my desktop, and it's actually this blank icon right here, which I need to change. But you basically go into here and you can see all of the tweaks that are compatible with your iOS. Also inside of Cydia, if you're looking at tweaks and you open one up, it's going to have a little banner that says, hey, this tweak is not compatible with your device. So even if the dev hasn't updated their tweak and said that it's compatible with 11.3.1 and it actually is compatible, well, people are actually trying those tweaks and then they're saying, yes, they're compatible inside of Tweak Compatible. So it's just a really nice tweak to have because you can see just from the community if tweaks are compatible with your iOS version. Now, some of the other tweaks that I have installed here, one is FlatSafariURL. It basically gives you just a flat Safari URL right up here at the top. Just looks a whole lot cleaner, a lot less clunky. And I also installed another tweak, I think it's called Full Safari URL, that gives you the entire URL up there at the top. So normally, you know, it would say, like if you were on Google and you were looking up something, you were searching for something, it would just say google.com rather than the entire link. And I just like to have the entire URL up there just because I'm a nerd. I don't know. I just like to have the entire thing up there. So that's another tweak to use. Also, just to show you guys my messages, because I know you guys like to use messages, you can see what that looks like with Eclipse installed, as well as the NudeKeys and Barmoji right there. I also have Smooth Cursor installed, so what that does is make the cursor move slowly rather than jump every character. So if I start to type something, you can see how the cursor just kind of slides across right there. Same thing for when I start to delete. It just basically has a higher frame rate. All right, so that's all the tweaks and themes and widgets and everything that I have installed. What I want to do now is kind of hop into the settings here just to show you some of the settings that I have for some of these tweaks, because I know there's going to be a lot of questions. One of the tweaks that I did have installed that I kind of like, I just wish it was updated for the iPhone 10, is 3 Edgy 5 Me. So it's kind of silly, but if I go ahead and respring my device, what it does is add some highlights around the outer rim of your device. So you can see that right there. And I kind of like it. If it stays there all the time, it's kind of annoying, but you can change the color of it and all that good stuff. So I think it's worth checking out. It's a free tweak. So if you like it, you like it. If you don't have to grab it. But 9 folders, that's the one I talked about. There's a light and dark mode. Artsy, that's pretty self-explanatory. BetterCCXI, this is where you can change the module size for your connectivity modules as well as your music module. So hopping back out, you can see Boxy. I didn't actually do much inside of the settings right here. The only thing that I used was the quick settings. So that was just the swiping up on the springboard, and that's gonna allow you your icons or your layout around a lot. Again, color banners I had installed, but it's not one that I'm using right now. Cylinder, really quick, you can see a ton of different effects that you can use for page animations. So I definitely recommend checking that out. It's a free tweak. EasySwitcherX is one that I didn't talk about, so let's go ahead and talk about that really quick. This is going to allow you to swipe up in your app switcher without having to press and hold in order to close out of applications. So it just makes things a whole lot easier. With the Mitsuha, you can change a couple of different things. So if we tap on like Spotify, you can change the wave color. So right now I have it set to white, but you can change it to whatever color that you want to. There's a lot of different settings that you can enable here, and you can tweak the wave offset, the visualizer, frames per second, as well as the sensitivity right here. So I wish it was a little less sensitive, but I can't get it the way that I want it precisely, but at the same time, it's still a pretty cool tweak. NoMoreSmallApps is gonna make everything on the iPhone in terms of applications work a whole lot better. And so things like Cydia are full screen rather than not being full screen and looking terrible. It looks a whole lot better with NoMoreSmallApps just because it takes the entire screen into consideration. Of course, we have NudeKeys right there, PullToRespring, which is also a great one. You just basically go all the way to the top of your settings and then pull down. It's gonna respring your device. Simple passcode buttons, swipe for more, which is another Cydia tweak that I like a lot, that allows you to quickly queue and uninstall and install tweaks. But Zen HTML I wanted to talk about just for a little bit, but really you have your lock screen and your home screen right here. It's really simple to do, and it makes things just amazing. So you can see all the different layers that you have right here. So right now all I have for background widgets are my scripted. This is for my lock screen. So I actually like to have this about right here, right there in the middle. Just about like that. I think that looks center. So we'll go ahead and press the check mark, and that's gonna change dynamically. You don't need to respring or anything like that. And then if you wanted to, you can actually put some widgets in the foreground as well. And then you can make those widgets act differently depending on if you have notifications and all kinds of stuff. So same thing goes for the home screen. So you can see for background widgets, I have SBEW9. So if we tap on that, you can see the entire widget right there. So it looks really good. I really like it. Again, pretty self-explanatory. You can go down here, you can toggle on some of these options for visibility if you want to. There's just things you need to mess with yourself to get the exact look that you're looking for. But I think I did all right in terms of look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the theme. Again, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos of the perfect jailbroken iPhone, make sure you hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Of course, if you guys want to stay up to date with everything jailbreak as well as any other tech that I want to cover, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video.